This is my second video about PinMame exceptions because I think they are one of the main features of the APC. I mean, why should you use the APC? Of course, you could do it to replace the old boards, but in the end, okay, as long as the old boards are widely available, yeah, it's mainly to save some money. Or if you acquire a machine which is lacking certain boards, which was the case with this System 9 Comet, for example. It came without any boards except of the power board, and which made it a logical choice. Which made it a logical choice to install the APC and also my alphanumeric displays. So, but back to the PinMame exceptions. In this case, I have used the Lisi Mini board because it's an old APC board, and with the old APC board you need a Lisi Mini board to put the Raspberry Pi on there, and in this case the Raspberry Pi runs PinMame and communicates over the USB connection to the APC, which then follows the instructions. New APC 3 boards don't need the Lisi Mini board anymore because the Raspberry Pi can be installed directly on the APC board. So in this case you still have to invest some work to rip the sound files from PinMame and so on, but in the end it's in this case, the System 9 for example, it's not very much work. But still, why should you do it if you have no benefit compared to the original boards? And I think PinMame exceptions are one of the main benefits that you can get. So, what is a PinMame exception? The PinMame exception is basically a special rule that you apply that changes the original rules. And how is it done? Like I said, normally the Raspberry Pi communicates with the APC, and the APC just follows the instructions, but as the APC framework offers a complete programming interface to program own pinball rules and stuff, you could change these instructions, or you could just not follow them. So you can program an additional software layer between PinMame and the APC fulfillment, let's put it this way. And that means that you don't have to invest much work because 99% of the rules are coming from PinMame, and you just change stuff that is bothering you. In this case, for example, this System 9 Comet here is basically, it's a nice machine, but one thing drove me crazy because in a lot of times it happens that the ball bounces around in this bumper area here and then just drops through the outlanes. Especially this outlane here, this straight outlane is exceptionally nasty. So it also happens on the right time, but far more on the left side. So what can you do with the PinMame exception? So with the PinMame exception, the trick, for example, to program a ball saver with the PinMame exception is just don't tell PinMame that the ball has drained. So it's simple as that. So if the ball, for example, activates this switch, then the PinMame exception looks what was the last switch that has been activated before, and if this switch was around this area, so bumper or one of these side switches here, then the PinMame exception just hides the activation of this switch from PinMame and also the activation of this switch, and the same for the out hole. And except of reporting the switches, it just waits for the ball to reach the out hole and kicks it back into the plunger lane. So that's it. So it's really simple, just a few lines of code. Of course, you have to program a little bit additional stuff because it can of course happen that the ball activates this switch here and then bounces back into game. So that means you have to install a timer or something which waits for 2 or 3 seconds, and if the ball has not reached the out lane until then you more or less deactivate this PinMame exception and the game returns normally. So let's start a game. Let's take the ball, activate a bumper or something, and then drop the ball into the left out lane. And you see the extra ball lamp was flashing and the ball was immediately put back into the plunger lane, and we are still at ball 1, so that means PinMame has not realized that the ball was lost. It might have wondered how the ball magically appeared in the plunger lane, but who cares as long as the game works normally from there. So same is on the right side. Lamp is flashing, ball comes back, that's it. So I have created an additional setting for that, which is also no problem with the APC framework. So we can just go to the settings and see how it looks like. It's in the game settings. So here it is. Ball saver. Now you can choose if it is active for both outlanes, if it's off, if it's only active for the right outlane or for the left outlane. So that's it. If you look to my GitHub page where I have documented the code and explained a bit how it works, you will see that it's just a few lines of code. It's very simple and it makes a game much more fun, because it was really annoying. I had games where I put all 3 games into play and they all dropped from the bumpers to the left outlane because before I even had the chance to touch them with a flipper or something. And this is really annoying and frustrating and can ruin a game completely, in my opinion. So, and in this case, you could just change things that are bothering you with a few lines of code. Of course, it is similarly simple to do another ball saver. For example, you could start a timer, and if the ball is lost during the first 10, 15 or whatever you specify seconds of a game, you could do just the same. You hide the switches from PinMame, kick the ball back into the plunger lane, play a sound, whatever you like. So, but like I said, it's very simple and it can add a lot more fun. What you could also do is to add some effects, of course. For example, here, these old games, yeah, they have not very much they can do with the GI. They can switch it on and off with a relay, but it would be much more fun to have LEDs in there. And you can buy these cheap LEDs here from China, which fit exactly into the holes of the GI. And then you could do GI effects, so colorful effects, whatever you like. So, and this could match to the game, because by the PinMame exception you always can keep track of what the certain state of the game is, and that means you could play animations on your GI or similar LED stuff accordingly. I'm still about to do it, so I don't have it installed in a game yet, so I cannot show you any fancy LED effects yet, but let's see. Maybe in the future I can show you some more, but I hope I could make it clear what the main advantage of PinMame exceptions are, because like I said, I think these are really a great feature which offer something that is not available with this ease of use and simplicity elsewhere. Okay, that's for now.